The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is John Doe and Swoosh.
Hello.
Hello.
And I think we decided the first thing we're going to talk about this week was all this random crap that's been happening with Elon Musk lately.
Oh, Musky boy.
Gotta love him and hate him. Mostly hate.
So the big thing that's happened is that he stated that he could not afford to keep running Starlink for the Ukraine after having given them for free and basically just footed the bill on it and done a really good thing. And then he's like, no, I need money.
But, no, he doesn't, though.
But it's not even just that, it's costing too much. It's that, wants to cut it out in the areas that Russia had fucking taken over, and he doesn't want to provide it for those areas because he's saying, no, they're Russian-held areas. I don't want to provide it to there.
But
that's what I understand it as. I could be very wrong there.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just preclude the front line? So that's like, I'm just going to turn off all this really useful communication gear at your front line.
Well, he was turning off in Crimea and a few other places, wasn't he?
Look, I'm running basically just off the tweets he's put out, at which point he didn't say that. Point is, though, the next day he flip-flopped on it, and he's like, fine, I'll just run it at a loss and look after it myself, like he's doing some really...
You're going to Mars for fun!
Okay, so a lot of people have seen this and have been like, okay, look, he's being really nice. Okay, so, Swoosh, if you got Starlink, per month, it would cost you $100 American to run it.
So $300 Australian.
How much in American monetary dues do you think he was charging the Ukraine?
I'm going to assume, because it's Elon Musk, somewhere above $100.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was. I will even give you a little bit of a hint. With roaming, it's $125.
Are you he's charging roaming?
Yeah. But
what the fuck?
He didn't charge them $125. I'm just telling you, that's what the base rate with roaming is for Starlink.
Oh,
that's not what he charged them.
That's the base rate. So he's given them the premium package.
Okay,
I'm going to say $300 or thereabout. The
corporate package is $500. He didn't charge them $500.
Did he charge them more than $500? Are you shitting me? Was this for the entire country or just per person?
This is per month to use Starlink.
So, per connection.
What the fuck? Alright. If that's the another one for corporate, I'm going to say he's going to double it for military or something else. So 1,000.
Keep going.
2,000?
Keep going.
What the
10,000.
fuck?
Too much. 4,400 a month.
What the fuck?
The base package that you can just go buy right now is $125 with roaming, and he was charging 4,400 a month.
The base package, I think, is 100 down. I think it's 55 up. So the minimum speed is Australia's top speed.
Are you shitting me?
No.
That's fucked.
That's why, all this, I'll just eat the cost. No, he's charging a dumb amount to them and then looking like he's trying to be nice and cover it. He could charge whatever he wanted. Or he could just charge them what he's charging everybody else. But he's not.
Or do it for free. They're in the middle of a fucking war.
Well, that's what he's doing now. He's basically just throwing up his hands like, I'll just cover the costs. Because he was actually asking the American government to cover the costs of Starlink in the Ukraine. He wanted the American taxpayers to pay him to do a good thing.
Why does he keep trying to convince people he's a good person, then go around and try and do this shit? It's like, look, a war-torn country. That's a fucking profit mine if I've ever seen one.
See, this is the thing. He keeps trying to hide it. Because there's a big picture of, the thing where he was trying to get the government to help him out. And it was clear, the bit where he was trying to get the help, but underneath it, because they showed the whole document, it was kind of fuzzy. And that's where he points out that he's charging them how much money.
Wow.
So they're just trying to hide it.
If your hobby is going to space for fun, you don't get to have government assistance anymore. That is a thing. That should definitely be a thing. If you are spending money to fuck off to a different planet, you don't get to play with this planet's resources.
No, but by all that, you could give them a closed network for their own internal communications with they don't need like the absolute top tier speed for a lot of shit. Fuck me, like what does that actually get them? What does that connection actually get them?
I don't know. I haven't been able to find exactly what that yields. But even then, the top package that normal people can buy at a corporate level is $500.
Yeah. So like
that's still $4,000 more than that they have to pay to just.
Does
be
that
in
give
Ukraine.
them the Mars escape package, or like, oh shit?
Look,
the Russians are rolling in. The rockets launch. Right, get out of the country, off the planet. You're gone.
Two things people think he's trying to do, and I will admit this was before I found out about this tweet where he went back on it and said he'll do it for free.
Yeah.
But there were two theories about what he was doing, and now that he's done this, I'm pretty sure it's theory number one. If you donate money, you don't pay tax. So we're pretty sure he's just trying to run down his own profits so he can get into a more favorable tax bracket by essentially donating the cost of running Starlink.
And he's making a big jump, song and dance out of it so people know he's donating it and it becomes public knowledge. But at the same time, he's vastly overcharging them.
Yeah.
That should be some kind of tax fraud, right?
Because, but he gets to set the price. So he just sets the price at something high and then goes, well, this is what it costs me. And then there you go. He gets to have a giant tax write-off.
How does that cost you that? But then you can, like, does that mean you're running at a loss for everyone else that connects to, like, your $150 package? Like,
Who knows?
So, surely you've got to be able to justify, right, this is why this costs this much.
I mean, that's what the army of lawyers he employs will be for.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but now that I've seen this, it seems even more like, since he's like, I'm going to eat the cost on it. Well, that sounds like a tax write-off to me.
Yeah,
But
very fucking much so.
I'm some idiot on the internet, not legal advice, I don't know.
Yes, we are all massive idiots and we don't know shit.
The other theory that's been floating around is he's just straight up war profiteering. He's setting the price arbitrarily high and then looking for compensation. Again, this was before this tweet happened. And so people were just like, oh, he's looking to the government to pay him now and to try and cover it and make the government look, oh, look, we're all nice
It
and
could be
helpful.
one then the other, to be honest. He could have tried doing that, got caught out. It's like, oh shit, people are paying attention.
Yeah,
no,
but
I'll do
even
it
then,
now,
he's
right
still
up.
fucking profiteering off it because he's getting that fucking massive tax write-off.
Yeah.
If provided is classed as a charity, like you just say, no, you're just doing a good thing. We're not really classing this as a fucking charity because there is no charity set up for it.
The weird thing is, it happens with like influencers and celebrities a lot, where it's like, in some cases, yes, raises awareness and that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm doing this or giving this money to this thing, but it annoys when they always specify the amount or make a song and dance out of it. Because I donate to charities and everything else. I don't tell people about it. I don't even claim it on tax. Fuck it. It's charity. If I'm claiming that on tax, it doesn't feel like I'm giving anything then. It just feels like a weird way to fuck with the tax office.
My biggest charity contribution is the Buy Me Lunch Fund.
Yeah. It's good fun. Very close to the Buy Me a Beer Fund. Like, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they're very closely related. They share a lot of corporate donors.
I mean, you've got to have some, the Buy Me a Beer Fund is very attached to the Buy Me Lunch Fund because, they kind of are very connected.
Yeah.
You can have a beer without lunch, but can you have lunch without a beer?
The fun thing is when you start looking at the fact that you can make a fund literally for anything as long as you're willing to pay the setup cost. So I could literally start a fund which is keep Swoosh perpetually drunk and make it a donation system.
But if I donate my entire paycheck to the Buy Me Lunch Fund, can I then go to the government and say, hey, look, I've donated this to a charity. Can you fucking offset my tax?
No, wait, there was a different thing that did that. I can't remember what it was. I read it ages ago.
Well,
there was a guy who set up a church, and he paid the money to be a church and become tax exempt. And then had people donate their entire paycheck to him. And because of that, they got reimbursed by the government for a donation. And then he just gave it back to them.
Because you don't pay tax on on gifts, so he was gifting
Yeah.
it back to them as a charitable thing by the church, so they could then claim their entire paycheck as a tax write-off.
I think the way he did it was so that like they got a tax write-off because they donated their money, but because they donated all their paycheck, it was like, oh, look at this destitute person, I need to give them money.
Yeah.
We're a charity.
They
We're helping the
qualified for-
community.
They then qualified for charity funds.
Yeah.
And I think at one point they were saying they were switching to a point where they would enforce savings to help their clients, where it's like people would give them all their money. It's like, right, cool. We're actually doling you out this month, this amount per week, and you make this monthly amount, which means you save this month, which is put into this separate account. It's like, fuck me, why didn't I think of this? Like, it's been great.
The dude did get ban-hammered from on high.
Oh yeah,
he did,
like,
very quickly.
You get fucking drilled for it, but all you got to do then is just worship a dollar symbol. Like, it's a church. We have a god.
The almighty dollar.
We worship capitalism.
I completely forgot to put my phone on silent, so you might hear some pings in that one.
I think we've had a few. Are you still there?
Never on the podcast, at least. Like, it's only when we're gaming. Which is... Seth, like, his ringtone is very loud, and it's just the portal turret yelling, "Are you still there?" When you're playing things like, what was it we were playing last night? Vermintide. And you're in a lull between fucking hordes, and you just hear, "Are you still there?" It's like... Panic. Panic sets in.
You don't know how much fun... Like, I work in warehousing, and the amount of times I've been in the stacks of boxes and shit, like an aisle over from someone else, and they don't know I'm there, and then that goes off, and all I hear is, "Ah!" from the other side of the boxes. It's so good.
We have a friend who will soon, at some point, be joining Seth in the warehouse, and I'm really tempted to try and get her to change her notification tone to the whistle from the Hunger Games.
Ooh.
Just so you can hear it across the warehouse.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Or the Predator click. The Predator click would be a fun one.
I feel like I'd missed that one too much.
But when you do catch it, that one time you catch it, it'll mess with you.
I mean, actually, that is one of the weird things about playing Vermintide. The clicking noises all the rattlings make, and it's just like, are we playing Predator? Is that in this now? What the fuck?
Yes. Would not surprise me. Just out of nowhere, a xenomorph. Like, oh god, why?
That would actually be pretty cool. Or Dark Tide, just a xenomorph kicks in. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Well, I mean, there's already that game. It's called Fireteam.
Yeah.
We should play that at some point.
It's really good. It's absolutely really good. I love Fireteam. But, you know, giant aliens fan over here. Is that really that surprising?
No, I would never have guessed. Like, the tattoo wasn't a dead giveaway at all.
Wouldn't have thunk it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we said all we need to about old Musky Boy.
No, we have one last thing to say. He is a massive cunt.
Yes.
I think that's about it, yeah.
Look, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are starting to realize the sheen that Musk has put up for so long is starting to really tarnish pretty hard, pretty fast.
You can only polish a turd so much.
But it's still like just a shiny turd.
Yeah, it could have a mirror sheen, but it's still a turd.
Yeah, but even that mirror sheen isn't there anymore. It's just starting to just be a turd.
No, it's starting to defrost.
Like, his rampant, like, defense of capitalism, the fact that, like, people, like, more and more people are starting to understand that, yeah, his businesses don't really do anything. Like,
They're also not carbon neutral like they once claimed to be. He
Well-
pioneered carbon credits and has fucked us further.
or stuff like, you know, he didn't actually come up with Tesla.
Yeah. He bought into it and then just marketed the shit. He's the same thing as, like, Steve Jobs used to be. He bought into it and then became a marketer. Like, he's a face. That is all he do.
Yeah, but I think, but the thing with Musk, I think, is more so is that he bought the title of founder.
Yeah.
How do you buy the title of founder?
I don't, like, apparently, like, grain of salt, this is, like, old information, I read it ages ago.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guys who set up Tesla originally, he went to them and paid them to get the title of founder. So they can't claim to be the founders of Tesla, Musk can. So he didn't found Tesla.
I wonder
Two other
how
guys
much
did.
They charged for it.
That's like buying a square foot of fucking property in Scotland and suddenly I'm a lord.
Yeah.
Oh no, I will do that one day. I will be a baron. Like, it's gonna happen.
You just want to go to your one square in Scotland one time and just drink a beer on it.
Definitely. I will happily do that. I'll pay the cost to fly to Scotland to sit there on a lawn chair.
But yeah, like, a lot of the sheen of Musk is gone, or going, and more people are starting to wake up and go, oh wait, this guy has no interest in actually helping me, the normal motherfucker. He's just making his bank account bigger, and then being like, I'm a silly playboy, don't look at what I'm doing over here.
Well, he set himself up pretty early with the, there was a interview on, like, Fallon or one of the late night shows where it's like, oh, you gave away the patents for Tesla for free. And it's like, well, yes, if I'm in a sinking boat and I have a really good bucket, I'm not going to, like, hold that away from people. Give the bucket to everyone so we can all survive. It's like, you were setting some weird expectations there. You have lived up to none of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the point of giving that out was to increase the density of electric cars, which meant he didn't have to cover the entire cost of setting up all these electric charge stations.
Yeah.
He could start being like, there's so many electric cars in the city, the government should set up the electric charge stations. Now, he doesn't have to do it. He can just hook in and be like, yeah, boy.
Pretty much.
It's not altruism. It's always, how does Musk win?
And it's always capitalism.
But it was also, like, with that, like, the charge adapter for the Teslas is different to a lot of other companies. So, like, you actually had to buy an adapter from Tesla to be able to plug into the generic ones all over the place. And those adapters limited how much fucking power you could use, so it took longer and everything to charge, so you were better off going to the Tesla chargers to get fucking more out of it where they charged them. Which is just
That reminds me, didn't the EU recently pass a new legislation to mean that you have to have USB-C as your charging thing for a phone or electrical devices?
No, they want it so all personal electronics have similar adapters. So if you've got a charger, you can use it in multiple devices, so you don't have to have a separate charger for a lot of different things. And Apple
basically
sort of cracked the shits because they're no more
Basically,
lightning
fuck
adapter.
Apple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an entire law of, you know what? Fuck Apple. Pay your tax.
Also, on top of that, Brazil is now suing Apple because they're saying that you can't sell a personal electronic device without a charger for it.
No, I agree with that.
They're currently suing them for a lot of fucking money, so that, according to the Brazil firm that is suing them, that they can reimburse the people of Brazil with charges.
Because that money will definitely make it to the people
For
of Brazil.
the amount of money that fucking Apple charge people for their charges, that's where they've worked out the amount they're suing them for, because they charge to the fucking nose for it, which is going to be entertaining, because if they have to do it there, like, surely that's precedent for them to start doing it fucking elsewhere, because it's fucking annoying getting a new phone with no fucking charger.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly if it has a new form of fucking plug. But hopefully everything will start being generic now that Europe is forcing them to go fucking USB-C.
The thing we've also got to get to, though, is like, okay, chances are this means a much bigger uptake of USB-C, which is absolutely what should happen. I'm really sick of it not being a thing, because I don't have to worry about which way up it's plugging in. It just fucking works.
It just goes in. It's great.
The problem is there aren't, like, not all USB-C cables are made the same.
No.
Some have different power draws. Some can transfer data. Some can't. We don't just have to get to USB-C. We have to get to a generic USB-C that does at least the basics of everything
a
at a
standard
decent power
minimum.
draw.
But then, like, by the same token, like, it's taken this long to go from USB-A, USB-B, like, all the versions of it, to get to USB-C. What about USB fucking D later on? Like, at what point is they say, right now, all these consumer electronics have now got standardized plugs. Oh, now you're going to get a new plug with a new version of USB.
Yeah, that's how they'll get around it. They'll find a way.
So, if anything, like, if it makes everything standardized to the same plug, is this the plug we want to standardize to, or is it the next fucking set of plugs, or the one after that? Like, where is it? Does this prevent innovation, or are we going to see people with, like, more and more stuff without any plugs, where you're going to have, same as your fucking your wireless charging,
That
fucking
near-field
wireless
charging.
data transfer?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm betting that will be the next iPhone. They'll just say, you know what? Fuck it. No plug at all. You have to have this, like, wireless
You got to have a
charging
wireless
thing.
charger, wireless data transfer. You sit it down here, you plug it into the computer, and that's all you
I mean,
get.
quite honestly, I don't have a problem with that.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't have a
have
problem if half them worked.
Yeah,
that was about to be my point. Like, if you get a decent one that runs the way it's supposed to, they're really good. The problem is getting a good one.
yeah. We don't have to have your phone in the exact spot at the correct angle, exactly over it. And, like, trying to do fucking data transfer with that, and someone bumps your tablet, connection's gone.
Yep. But at the same time, I just wouldn't be that bothered, because then you've just eliminated the whole cable problem entirely.
Yeah.
You've just got to make that tech work better. A good solution, I think, would actually be, instead of, like, all the near-field stuff I've ever seen is, like, put it down. It's, like, just a flat surface.
Yeah.
What if I actually had a phone cradle that I could put it in and lock it in, and then it started doing that? Because it can't move. I bump the table, the whole cradle moves with the phone in it. It wouldn't disconnect.
There's a few, like, out there, but they're really expensive. And a few people have made 3D prints for them. But they're very specific to certain charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can buy, like, the small inversion chargers off eBay or Amazon, whatever it is. They're like the size of a 50-cent piece. But you've still got a cable that runs from that to your plug and all that. But you can 3D print a cradle just to sit your phone in that with that mounted in the back of it. Which works, but I don't know.
They're not great.
Like, right in front of me, I've got a pad that's got my wireless headphones, my phone, and my fucking watch all charging from the same fucking pad, which is friggin' handy. But if I have that connected to the fucking PC, like, my phone can charge at fucking 45 watts. My fucking PC can't output that.
Yeah.
So then they have to start standardizing fucking the power input rates for everything, which a lot of companies...
or your thing would have to start functioning like a hub.
Yeah.
Where it would still connect to power, but you could run something to a computer to get a data connection. Then we're starting to get away from the fucking wireless transfer anyway.
Yeah. So you're just going to have, 2, 3, 4 wires going to one fucking hub? Like, where does it stop? They're all USB-C. So later on, when the fucking next lot comes along, the problem just starts all over again. So I'd be curious to see where it gets to.
I get the feeling eventually we'll get to wireless. Like, I think the thing we need to find is a better transfer thing than Bluetooth.
The fucking
Because that is so
Agreed.
I think once we've got that sort of, like, really good, speedy transfer, I mean, I guess Wi-Fi is a thing, and you could theoretically Wi-Fi connect the pad. I'm some fucking idiot in his room speculating on tech that probably exists somewhere. I just haven't bothered to look into it because I don't have that function in my phone.
Yeah, there's probably like one subscriber or someone off the middle of nowhere going, "You fools! It's already here. I've worked on it for years." If that is you, please tell us so we know.
Tell us. We'll tell everyone. Everyone that listens to this, or however fucking
Which is
many
basically
you are.
just you.
The other 9 people who don't know about it, we'll make sure they know.
We'll let them know. Hey,
it's just you, Gary. No one else can hear us. And now we hope we have one listener called Gary. But still.
But yeah, I don't know. I think wireless charging, wireless data transfer would be good, but I think the technology's got a long fucking way to go.
Look, at this point, the wireless charging is probably about as good as it's going to be.
Yeah.
Until we find another, like, transfer medium, yeah.
I mean, like, when it works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's not more you can ask for it, but, like, once you start going to wireless transfer, it's like, we got to get that a little more locked down and working a bit better before I really want to start leaning on that. If my phone did wirelessly charge, I would probably get one, mostly because I like those cool ones where you put your phone on it and then, like, a pattern turns on.
I really want to get one of those, but at the same time, like, I want to make one of my own, and for that you need to get, like, the industrial level ones that can push the signal through a layer of something. Like, even if it's just, like, basic wood or plastic, it still takes a bit of effort for it to get through. And then lights and everything else.
I just want one of them that lights up so I can actually inlay it in my desk.
Yeah.
So that it can just sit there, like, flush, and then I put my phone there and then whop.
Same. That's why I've always wanted to build a desk PC, but it's just a lot of work and very expensive.
Yeah, I've seen some really good ones of those, but they're a bit rough to work with.
And God help you if you ever need to move it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh.
No.
Or upgrade it. If you've already put bolts in and specific holders and shit where it all is, and I've changed this part. Oh, fuck, things are 5 mil out. Shit.
That's
Well,
always the weird shit as well, when you have someone, or know anyone who's mounted a desk to a wall for like a gaming rig. It's like, you are invested in this particular spot for your desk. Mine moves around a lot, not gonna lie. But it's like, even weirder when they rent. It's like,
Yeah.
how you're taking a gamble there, bud. Like, holy hell.
Yeah. Which seems dumb since they're so like it's pretty like if you just need a basic solid desk, it's three things from a Bunnings.
Yeah.
One giant bit of wood and two uprights. You're done. It's an afternoon trip.
Do you want one even more lazy? Just a bunch of cinder blocks and a plank of wood. You're good.
Yeah, but you got to get the cinder blocks from a construction site, and that's stealing, and that's a whole other pile of effort.
Yeah, and they're catching wise now. They
'Cause,
protect the cinder blocks.
I mean, I don't know where you buy cinder blocks from. Cinder blocks I only ever see on construction sites.
It's like bags of sand.
you
You
can
never know
always
where they
find,
come from until a hurricane happens.
You can always find milk crates behind a bakery or old
Oh,
empty
yeah.
kegs
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
a pub. There's options.
Yeah.
I like the fact that that's just accepted that they are taken. Like anyone who works at a bakery is like, we lost more milk crates. Well, we'll make more.
There's milk crates, bread crates. There's fucking yeah.
You put it out back, that's just going to walkabout.
Kegs. It's like anything we can find. That's a table now.
I mean,
No, it's literally trash. No, it's a table.
Pubs crack the shits if you take kegs because
They do. They're
worth
expensive
quite a
to
bit of
replace.
fucking money.
You actually have to rent kegs, which is fucking weird. But, we went on a very long and strange tangent, didn't we?
yeah. From Elon Musk to people take empty milk crates.
Alright, the long and short of it is, fuck Elon Musk.
And milk crates are handy.
Damn right, yeah. Look, man, I've been wandering about and picked up milk crates before just because, like, oh, wait, I need these for something.
Yeah, I've got 3 in the back seat of my ute just because it's handy to throw shit into.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to stop shit sliding around in your boot.
Yep.
They're fucking great.
I've got all my wet weather gear in one, I've got cables in another, and I've got fucking tie downs in the third one. It's so much fucking easier.
Yeah.
So, like, in Queensland, you can drive without shoes on, and I very rarely drive with shoes on. So when I get out of work, I take my shoes off, throw them in the boot, and then I have a milk crate in the boot of the car that I throw all my socks in. And at the end of the week, I take the milk crate out and wash all the socks.
Fair. Life hacks with Seth.
No, don't do that. Don't follow my advice. I am the
not
example
follow
of what
any
not
of
to
our
do.
examples.
Way to stink your car out, 101.
Look, it's really not that bad. Because
We are a great example of bad examples.
Oh, damn. right, yeah.
Don't follow us. It's a bad idea.
So,
We had another topic.
moving on, and I think I'm going to let John Doe take this one because he knows the most about it, of someone stealing someone's art while they were making it?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a person on Twitch. I'm not even going to fucking try the name because I will butcher it. But anyway, they were making a piece of digital art from a character from Genshin Impact. And while they were producing the art, after several hours of producing this art, someone has taken a screenshot of that art, uploaded it into an AI art creator. The art creator has produced a final piece long before the original artist finished their piece. They've uploaded it as their original post, and then after the original creator has posted it, contacted them and said, "You owe me credit for you stealing my art."
That is horrendous behavior. Like, in every... It raises some interesting questions about intellectual property.
It does.
Which is terrifying. So...
Yeah,
Like-
so, like, that's like you producing your sketch on your fucking art book, me taking a photo of it, going home, uploading it into Photoshop, like, finishing off what you're fucking doing, and then coming back and saying, "You owe me money because what's in your art book is mine."
Yeah.
I've done that. You've copied my shit.
And, like, people called this guy out and shit, didn't they? Or
They did after he went through a lot of fucking sites saying this person copied my fucking work, And it
Oh,
wasn't
so
until...
he started shouting from the rooftops and expected the internet
Yeah.
to take him at face value.
Oh, yeah, right up until
Because
people...
that always happens.
But
And-
there's a 7-hour-long stream that clearly
Yeah.
proves that's
what
not
people
the case.
came out with, like, after the whole thing. He goes, no, look, here's a video on demand of this bloke starting with a blank piece of paper saying, I like this character, and having a completely different image on his fucking Twitch stream, producing his own original art, and this person has come out, and they've come out and, like, pulled his artwork apart from the AI and said, here is the point in the stream where you've taken a fucking screenshot, because this artwork, it comes from this fucking point.
Yeah,
Where the art
comes
was
from
at this
thing.
point and is derived from there. And since then, this person's pulled the whole fucking artwork down and deleted all their fucking posts, but not before the community's gone, fuck you, Jack, and ripped him a
as they
fucking part.
should. Like, that is just the most dickish behavior I have heard of in a while. And we were just talking about Elon Musk.
Yeah, but again, like, on a different note, it's not the only time fucking AIs in AI generated pieces of work being criticized. There's currently a big fucking thing of university students getting AI to write their fucking essays and fucking thesis documents, and professors are having a very hard time determining whether it was written by a student or an AI. Like, the AIs are getting good enough that they can replicate students, or students are writing that fucking poorly that they're matching a AI generated.
I'm assuming the second one, to be honest.
It's a little A and B. Like, AI is getting better and better at doing things, but, like, you're gonna have students going through that haven't actually written an entire document or studied fucking anything that an AI's written their entire fucking schooling, but they're getting a degree.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, when we went to uni, one of the first classes they put us all through was how to write essays.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
It really isn't. I don't understand how people can't do it. It's
No.
I hate
It's
writing
it's a
them,
bit-
but
oh,
I can.
same here.
Uh,
You know, I
everyone
need a
does,
2,000
but-
word essay. Psh, that's not even that difficult to do. What? Try harder.
No,
I
but
do that at my work now. It's like, oh, I'm making a guide. This is just an essay with pictures.
so students like that are writing a final thesis, they're finding references and links, uploading them into an AI, and it just spits out a fucking thesis.
Meanwhile, there's
So-
me in the background using AI-generated pictures for the dumbest shit possible. Like, I sit there like, all right, you're contacting your god via D&D.
Yeah,
What do you want to ask it? These things. I'm gonna pop that into a fucking AI.
that's the way it
This is
should
the-
be used.
Yeah. Me,
As a
like, this is
D&D
what
god.
you get. But or even better, like as a prompt for divination, it's like, ah, cool. Like this is what's going to happen. Type into the generator. Here's a thing, and
But
just leave that to the player.
Where like it's creating a bit of an ethical landmine. Like, who actually
Yeah.
owns that? Like the
yeah, it's
AI's
totally-
generated it, but is it the person who created the AI? Is the person who put the prompt in? Is the AI itself?
It would have to be in the terms of service for this thing, right? Because you have to sign up for them. So it'd have to be out there that you can't be the sole owner. They own a portion of something.
Well, what if someone's fucking pirated a copy of this AI?
There's a
Or
good
they-
point.
Or like you're a computer science major and you've made your own AI and you're using that for other fucking students to generate a bit extra income.
Yeah, like technically, who owns the thing? Because you were mentioning before, we had a bit of a preamble about this one. Was it the monkey picture?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
monkey took a photo of himself with a photographer's camera, like
And it got so popular, it's everyone on the internet. We're guaranteeing everyone who's listening to this knows the monkey picture we're talking about. The monkey has taken a selfie.
yeah. There was a final verdict on that, but I don't know what it actually was.
I believe it was to the guy, the actual camera guy.
Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly, it was like some like animal rights group who was like, no, the monkey owns it.
Yeah, they were using it as a thing to go, oh, animals have rights, to which the law said, no.
Not these rights.
It's a monkey.
But-
He doesn't get copyright.
But how long before like AI is good enough that that becomes more and more questionable?
Well, if it's already, like, getting hard for professors to figure out if a person wrote it or an AI, either we're a fucked species and we're going to die very soon, Or these AI have reached a point where they can pass as humans, which is, like, was it the bechamel test? No, not bechamel.
Turing test.
Sure. My thing was a pasta sauce. Well done, brain.
Yes.
It's the white sauce test. Can it make good white sauce?
Does it make good lasagna? Okay, this AI is amazing.
White sauce is better than grey goo. That's the other way that AI can go. We don't want that one.
So we're just gonna get a giant wave of lasagna come rolling over the hills?
It's not the weirdest apocalypse we've had theorized in the last, 2 years.
Actually, it's kind of sane.
Wait, have we hit apocalypse bingo yet?
I don't believe so.
A lot of fucking boxes have been ticked. Like, it's getting fucking closer and closer.
Nothing's lining up, but a lot of things have happened. Actually, where is the apocalypse bingo?
Okay, I'm pulling it up now so that I can. Well, at least the one we were looking at last time we were looking at it.
Yeah.
I don't think this was it. No, this wasn't the right one.
I swear we had topics originally, but I have just derailed everything because I'm in a weird mood.
Oh no, how dare we? Is this the kind of thing we do quite regularly? Is it why we called this thing Tangenetic?
Maybe. The weird thing is, half the time we're playing games and we're weirdly quiet because we're trying to actually pay attention to the game.
Here we go. Here's the one we originally were looking at when we were talking about Apocalypse Bingo, and here's all the things we could possibly have. Killer AI, which we haven't had yet.
Getting close.
Between Boston Dynamics, we're working on it. We're
definitely working on it.
Alone, just from the Australian group going, we fed it a bunch of serial killer fodder. Why?
Australia's fed an AI serial killer fodder, and an Australian strapped a gun to a Boston Dynamics robot dog.
We're also actively trying to bring dinosaurs back.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, the killer AI is going to come out of China or Russia or somewhere, and Australia's quietly in the background going, ha 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 ha.
No one suspects the butterfly.
At least it'll be restricted to an island or a small country.
Maybe this is why Australia always survives the apocalypse. It's not that writers always forget about us, it's that we start it and we're like, alright, we win.
I would not be surprised. That'd be amazing.
Yellowstone going kablooey.
Wasn't there talk of there being rumblings under Yellowstone for the first time?
While ago,
it's overdue for it to fucking erupt for a long fucking time.
If it ever does, it's a supervolcano. We're fucked.
Attached to the chain of supervolcanoes that would fuck up everything and launch a second ice age.
So we got Putin ordering the nuclear retaliation. I think you
We're
could
not
also
far
argue.
off there.
I feel
That's getting closer by the hour.
It says retaliation, but I feel like I could make a decent argument for he just hits the nuke button.
He just yawns and stretches and goes to put his arm around a chicken. Oh, there's a button. Oh, shit. Oh, well.
Whoops-a-daisy.
I was not trying to blow up America. I was trying to get girl.
Was it Monster vs. Aliens where they had the two giant buttons? No, sir, don't push that. That launches all the nukes simultaneously then. Well, what button gets me coffee? The other giant red button, sir. Oh!
Ghosts? Yay, nay, who knows?
Ghosts, yay, nay. What about the American Navy coming out with a UFO document saying we don't really know what a lot of these things are?
No, what's worse is when they changed the name of UFO to a UAE.
Yeah.
Unknown aerial, it was item or something, but...
Yeah.
And,
The reason they did it because they had to declassify everything. It's we need to move away from that term. People know that term now.
Yeah.
Next one was meteor fucking Swatzers. So, we get hit by meteor. Meh.
Well,
recently there was a mission to divert
and they did
a comet, and they did it.
And they said a 1 to 3 degree deflection was meant to be a success, and they diverted it by 30 degrees. They fucking nailed that thing.
At least we know Deep Impact will never happen now.
Yeah, but
we don't need Bruce Willis anymore. He can finally die.
Next one was the internet goes down and the world collectively decides to end it all.
Give it a week.
the
second it does go down,
we're working on it. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Polar ice caps melt and fucking drown us.
That's just on a long timeline. We know
that's on a very long cooldown. It's happening.
Super Collider hits the fucking 1% gotcha roll and makes the black hole.
As a D&D player, I live in perpetual fear of this. Because we all know how many times we roll a 1 or a 20 in a session.
Oh, what is it? 2%'s not as low as you think it is, and you can always
yeah.
roll a 1.
No, anyone
Exactly.
who's played XCOM or any game like that, a 99% chance to hit, you will miss.
80% of the time, somehow.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Next one's the fucking crab people show up.
I'd give it
Well,
a moment. I would not be surprised.
What I say, there's been several branches of the evolutionary tree that have all ended up as crabs, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of fucking potential there.
It's a weird
Apparently,
convergence
the end
of
form of
evolution
anything is crab. The end form of every evolution is crab.
Well, for sea creatures, crab; for land creatures, spider or arachnid.
Yeah. So sea creatures must
So-
always become delicious and hard to kill.
Did you see the thing that was an AI trying to like generate what it thought evolution through history would be?
No.
It was a thing one of our friends sent me because at one point it kind of makes us look like a xenomorph. Shock horror way he sent it to me. But the thing I thought was funny about it is like it starts as a monkey and it's trying to predict what evolution would look like all the way through history. The problem is it can't understand what the monkey's tail is, so it thinks it's a third leg. So it gives every human 3 legs for no reason.
It's just a well-endowed monkey. That's just a prehensile dong.
Jesus Christ.
Next one is zombies. One could argue that's a thing out in like Africa. I think it is.
You know, we have zombies. There are multiple kinds of fungus or parasite that basically animate dead bodies and then try to make them...
It also depends
pass
what you
along.
determine is a zombie, because if we're just restricting it to human zombie, it's a little questionable.
Well,
but if you want to extend out into insects and things like that, there's a lot of weird
There's
shit that
so
does
many
that.
things.
Can you cover drug fucked?
Bile
that's-
salts, yeah, that's a different kind of zombie. That's the rage zombie.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that's happening in these... I think it's Africa. There's like a drug they just blow in your face and it zongs you so out you just do what you're told.
Scopolamine. It's been around for a very long time. It's a very fucked up thing. It makes people just compliant. Like, you are still like completely coherent. It's like, do this. It's like, okay.
Well, that's something pharmaceutical companies are going to be all the fuck over.
Yeah.
Next one was the race war. We're in it.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kaijus, but mankind doesn't know how to fucking build mechs.
Well,
No, guaranteed there was kaiju, we would end up bombing each other before the fucking kaiju.
all we need is Russia to just shell a few more fucking nuclear reactors and Godzilla's on the way.
No, that's where crab people come in. They resurrect the old gods and just come stomping out of the ocean with them. Stop shooting in the water!
Next one is the free space. Middle of the bingo card.
There are so many things that could fill that fucking free space that we've been through.
Aliens mysteriously start showing up in major cities or something. So, aliens.
Yeah.
Hey, there's conspiracy theories saying they're already here, and I love those theories. They're amazing.
I like that one of the slots is just China.
Because that covers so many things.
It does.
Purge, but with influencers and VTuber overlords.
Only if they live stream it.
God, that would
If
actually
they
be a
live stream
thing.
them just going to town, just wiping each other out, holy fuck, that would be the biggest television event in fucking history.
I would happily watch a bunch of influencers trying to survive in a Hunger Games situation. Absolutely.
Fucking earth. Influencer Battle Royale, fuck yeah.
Only
Well,
the
they-
most obnoxious influencers are put forward.
They actually kind of did that. Mr. Beast did it. He actually had a battle royale type thing. The idea was everyone had a little balloon over their head that you could shoot and pop, and it would kill you.
Yeah, but
That
everyone
doesn't count.
survived.
No, I understand
Exactly.
that, but they have kind of started already doing this stuff. Like
All
they
we
have
need is
done
for it
these
to
sort of-
ramp up. Just
No, we
Keep
need the
going.
views to drop, so they get more extreme, and the views drop again, they get more extreme.
and all they
then
gotta do
people
is
are dying.
call it, it's just a prank, bro. And none of them know what's going to happen until they're dropped into the fucking thing.
Wonder how long you take that. Just Truman Show a guy for 10 years and be like, it's just a prank, bro!
Next one was Germany rapidly militarizing.
Didn't Russia accidentally bomb one of their fucking embassies recently? That might happen.
I don't know.
Because it's the thing that popped up, there was memes for it everywhere. Basically, the Russians, when bombing a city in Ukraine, fucked up a German embassy. At which point, you can just almost hear the German national anthem in the distance getting louder. It's like,
Guten
oh God,
Tag.
no.
It's like,
Guten Tag. You have started this war, therefore we're allowed to compete.
Next one was Sun fucking eats us. I mean, we live in Australia. It's always doing that.
It's definitely trying.
Actually, there was a few coronal fucking outbursts, ejections,
Oh,
there it is,
yeah.
that were apparently meant to head towards us at some fucking point. And they also found a neutron star that's been shooting plasma and exotic particles towards another galaxy for several billion years, and it's wobbling and could wobble towards us, which would wipe out everything. So
Space is a fucked up place.
Yeah.
Don't
fucking
like
oath
it.
it is. It is not fucking good for people, for life
No.
in general. So we've got boxes potentially.
Next one was Africa Unites, but instead of Wakanda, we get Global Nigerian Death Factory.
Oh, that could happen. That'd be interesting.
That's just the purge. Purge starting in Africa and spreading.
Yeah.
Then it was Trump turns out to be a sanctioned Russian agent. I would believe that.
Was that not
honestly.
confirmed? Like,
Or depends what side of the political bench you sit on.
Next one was dragons just kind of show up.
oh, I'd be keen for that. That would be okay with my. I would die horribly trying to befriend one. That's how I go.
The dragons would turn up, go, right, we're gonna fuck some shit up. Then they'd find out about fucking furry porn and go, holy shit, what are they doing to dragons? We are leaving the fuck now.
No, it's okay. We don't have fur. Type in scaly, sir.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
You want to mess with dragons? Just go look up dragons fucking cars, and it's a thing.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot about that. The things you learn from the internet.
Rule
Run.
34
Just
is a
run.
great thing.
Next one was North Korea testing ballistic missiles, and that's already happened.
No, they did that again recently. Because they were tired of like the world ignoring them. I think.
So they ran a simulation on wiping out their enemies with nuclear weapons, which is pretty much just, we launch one here, and then one here, and then one here, and oh my god, we win the war. But,
Next one,
the mythical war they think exists.
yes.
the next one was COVID-2 Electric Boogaloo. I believe we've already done that. We've got enough
have,
variants of.
There are
many
so many
variations?
variants.
There are that many variations that is no longer a, you've got COVID, stay at home. It's like, you've got COVID, just go to fucking work. Deal with it.
Just
There's no
spread
more
it to your friends
ISO,
and
there's
family.
no more fucking
I believe
anything.
at this point, at least in Australia, it's you spend 7 days at home and then you come back to work whether you still got it or not.
Yeah.
There's not even that anymore. I think as of January, it's
Yeah, they
just
recently got rid of
go
it.
back to work.
Yep.
Like, there's no ISO
Congrats,
anymore.
you have spicy flu. Therefore, everyone else around you will now catch spicy flu.
Next one was we just fucking vanish. It's like the millennial option, that one.
I was going to say, our generation is actively working on that with the decline in birth rates.
So,
Which,
would you
very
really want to
happy
have a fucking kid in this fucking climate? Like,
No,
really? What's going to be
we're-
left for that fucking kid in fucking 10 years' time?
No, if I ever have kids, and this is a big if, I train them to be Mad Max-style warriors from a very young age.
Yeah.
I train them for the apocalypse, because that's where they're headed.
All right, kids, time to build your Thunderdome. You've got your popsicle sticks, you've got your glue.
Alright, now your brothers learned how to sew, you have to learn how to actually hunt things. I'll just teach you guns, it's fine.
Right, now you've got your leathers.
Yeah.
You're going to raid for fuel and water.
And the last one on the Apocalypse Bingo card we had was God decides to do a routine inspection.
Jesus Christ, that would be hilarious though. Would that just a deity appears like, hey, what's going oh God. What have you done? It's like, hi.
But
Please don't smite us immediately.
But which iteration, like, of the thousands of gods that have existed is like, which one? Any
Look,
one of you
yes.
go, fuck it.
Look,
We forgot to
it
take
says-
this thing out of the fridge.
It says God, and let's face it, most times when someone just says God with no other follow-up with religion or title, it's probably Yahweh, God of the Christian faith.
What would be more terrifying though? A god turning up and being really fucking angry, because last time that happened, he apparently flooded the world and let a few people live.
Welcome to Australia.
Or-
We've been flooding lately.
Yeah, or a god who's turned up going, fuck, I forgot this was here. Like, because at that point, it's like, you slipped this thing's mind for so long, it forgot you existed.
No, or
and
one
now
that,
it's remembered, like, oh, I'm just going to turf it.
one that turns up and goes, right, well, everything's gone to plan. Enjoy. See ya.
Actually, I think that'd be the scariest.
If I was
Whatever
a god,
this is was the plan.
if I
Yeah.
was a god, I would turn up right towards the end, the start of the decline, and just, like, turn up, slow clap to existence, and then disappear.
It's like, you've
What-
done that
what did he
so
mean by
well.
this?
Like, my TV ratings are fucking great. Keep going.
Oh, if we are just a reality TV show for aliens, I'm going to be pissed.
God's just an influencer. That's it. This is just YOLO, bro.
Just shows
If
up and
we
goes,
die-
pranked.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
die
I know.
and the first thing out of St. Peter's mouth or whoever it is at the gates is like, it's just a prank, bro. Like,
We are the
I'm a
influencer
birdie.
battle royale. That's all it is.
Everybody dies in some big fiery calamity, and it just shows up at the pearly gates or whatever processing, and it's just Ashton Kutcher standing there going, pranked.
Oh, God. Like,
And it's galactic
give
Big
me
Brother.
hell at that point. Yeah. You've been voted off. You are the weakest link.
All right, so we're getting toward the back of the podcast, and I did want to talk about two games I actually finally got around to playing this week. One was one I was very excited about, and I briefly mentioned last week when I was going through all the Realms Deep stuff, and that was Cultic, which is actually proved to be incredibly fun. Holy shit, is that game good. It's only the first chapter that's out that you can buy right now, although I personally think it's quite worth the money, because if I recall, it's not that expensive.
I don't think it's very expensive, no.
But like it is, like retro to the core. It it wears its influences on its sleeve. It's pretty much inspired by.
It's basically
a game
home
called-
brand Doom.
It's more leaning on Blood
Oh,
as an influence, which is an old build engine game. Very
There's
good
been more
one,
and
but-
more of them coming out, lady.
Oh, they're becoming massively. Yeah, see, Cultic's $15.
yeah.
And it's excellent, and it's only
Cheapest.
the first chapter. And like buying it now, you'll get all the chapters that come out. So yeah, it has been absolutely a tour de force. Like I love shooting all these cultists, blowing heads off. Fucking crazy mobs are all over the place. It's got an upgrade system, so actually finding all those fucking secrets that are usually in old school video games is worth it. All the weapons feel great. Fucking grenade launch is a particular favorite. Just watching Jibs go fucking everywhere. It's great.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's that old school level design of just like big levels that you can really root around in and find all kinds of fun areas to explore. It's absolutely fantastic. The thing that I think is also really good is it went for this really kind of unique old school art style, where it's got all like the old CRT dithering on colors,
Nice.
and kind of like wash saturation. You can turn both of those features off. You don't have to play it that way if you don't want to. If you want it to look a little more modern but still with all the sprite graphics, you can. Or you can leave it with all this like old school dithering on to make it like, oh yeah, this is like old crunchy shit.
To make it
Nice.
nostalgic as fuck.
Yeah, I mean like Dusk did it as well, and I think a Medieval did too. Oddly enough, Cultic's not put out by New Blood, which seems weird to say, but it is being published by 3D Realms. But it's absolutely excellent. Absolutely suggest anyone who likes those sort of old school shooters, check it out. Hell, it's $15. Check it out just fucking cause. It's fun time.
Yeah. And if you like it, tell them we sent you.
I mean, yeah, look man, if you want to get me in at 3D Realms, fucking please. Make sure 3D Realms knows that you bought Cultic because you heard us talk about it. I would
Something
love
like-
to be like, hey, we got a spot on next year's Realms Deep because of you. Let's go.
This week's
You're
episode
amazing.
brought to you by Boomer Shooters.
Which
man,
one? All of them forever.
They're one of my favorite genres of shooters, so it's not surprising that I'm... Like I said, like last week I had a 10-minute rant about Realms Deep just because I love those sort of games. And I knew I was probably going to like Cultic, and hey, look, I did. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I have played it. It was really good. I would highly suggest other people, given it's very cheap. The other game I played that I really liked, and I did finish, because I haven't actually finished Cultic yet, or at least Chapter 1, the levels are quite big, and yeah, they're very detailed, and I keep getting sidetracked going down side paths. But the other game I played was Scorn, and oh my god, did I like this game! But I absolutely understand why other people don't. The game, the main selling point of the game is it has a H.R. Geiger aesthetic to it, and it absolutely fucking nails it. And I actually paid for this. I got the deluxe edition because I wanted the art book as well. And in the art book, they talk about how like they early on decided they wanted to use this Geiger art style, but they had to create a bit more about it. So they looked to a Polish artist who does hellscapes that are usually in some kind of drying decay. And they used that to influence how they would destroy this Geiger-esque environment. So that's how they came up with their art style.
Nice.
So, and like when I was playing the game, I got lots of vibes like, oh, this has got kind of like a weird kind of birthing pregnancy vibe. And then I'm reading the art book and they're like, that's what we were trying for. Or things like a lot of the facilities feel almost like large creatures that are just decaying, and they're like, yep, that's what we were going for. It's like, wow, I'm picking up on all this great shit.
Nice.
I had an amazing time with it.
We caught you showed us a bit of it before, or right before the end of it, which was interesting, and it was entertaining. Horrifying.
Oh, that's because you came in on the big weird monster thing that was following me around.
Yeah, and the baby melting. But,
yeah.
It was a very strange game. I enjoyed what I saw of it, but I don't think I want to play it.
Look, it's mostly kind of an environmental game. Like, you're going to be wandering around solving not overly complicated puzzles. I think some of them could use a little more guidance. Not a lot, but just a little bit of like, hey, kind of go this way. But overall, it was pretty fun. Like, it only took me 4 hours, 50 minutes to finish. And you could probably shave best part of an hour off if I hadn't been, like, wandering around corridors being like, well, I'm not sure where to go.
Yeah.
So I definitely could have finished it quicker. Also,
if you'd done a journalist playthrough and only hit the main plot points and ran through as quick as you could on easy mode.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really have skill settings, and it actually encourages, like, this was a problem I had early on. I kept dying in combat. And then I realized I don't need to fight, like, basically anything. Most stuff you can just dodge around and run away from, and eventually it'll just go back to its patrol route, many of which involve it disappearing off of the map entirely. So if you're willing to wait around a little bit, you don't have to fight anything, for the most part. I think there's, like, 3 required kills in the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
So it really disincentivizes combat, and then once you kind of twig to that, you're probably not really going to fight very much at all. You're just going to keep moving in the environment because you're faster than everything else. But, like, it's got some really unique stuff. Like, the parasite thing is crazy. Like I said, like, I got lost in the art design. I was absolutely there to wander around these kind of... Like, they have this really great ability to make something feel solid, like it's made out of bone or metal, but just wet enough that you feel that like organicness about it. It's really weird. But like it's a little hard for me to recommend because it's not like really rich on gameplay, or like it's not like it's got loads of cool puzzles like Portal or really good combat. It's this really weird experiment that some guys put a lot of heart and soul into, and you could feel it if you're there for that sort of thing. But I can definitely understand where all the reviews that I've seen of people being like, it's disappointing. Yeah, okay, I get it, but it's not what I was there for, and I don't think it's what the game was ever trying to create. It wanted this unique, interesting environment for you to wander through and feel whatever you feel while you play it. I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of YouTube videos and essays probably written about Scorn in the next month or so, as people try and break down, like, what was all the meaning, like, what did it mean to me? Yeah. There's been sections where people were like, this looks like fallopian tubes, and then the artists have been like, we didn't design it that way, we just designed something interesting. Really cool that you're getting some kind of extra imagery out of it, though.
I think a lot of people may have gone into that expecting, like, more of an aggressive Aliens or like a Prometheus vibe or something like that, expecting more out of it than just, no, we're using that aesthetic to do our own thing. Like,
Well, I think one of the telling things is when they were talking about Geiger, they in the art book they actually talk about how, like, you know, the thing he's most known for is the xenomorph. But when they were looking at his art style, their first port of call was actually the space jockey from the first Aliens movie.
yeah.
Because they liked that, like, we don't know what it is, we don't understand it, it's completely alien. And so when they were designing the environments, they were like, if this looks too real, scrap it. It has to look weird and out there. And one of the things I thought was actually really interesting that I've never really thought about. Humans basically create right angles. They don't really happen in nature. They're not really a thing. So anytime they wanted something to look more organic, they just rounded it off. And that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something we were taught back in animation as a design aspect, but you don't think about it until someone shows it or points it out to you.
Well, bismuth crystals sort of changed that, but yeah, generally you don't find right angles.
Like, there's exceptions to everything, but it's generally a rule. But then we're starting to get a little more into, like, stones and things as well.
Yeah.
I mean, quartz would be another
Geometric
example.
shapes.
They kind of only grow those ways. But when you want that, like, meaty look,
Yeah.
rounded off.
Organic stuff is never right angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And given that they were going for that techno-organic vibe, they just had to start rounding edges, and it created exactly what they were looking for without much effort.
Nice.
Like I said, I'm fascinated by this game, and mostly in its art style, because it's, like, I love both of the artists they used as influence. H.R. Geiger is one of my favorite artists. Shock horror. I have the Xenomorph's exoskeleton tattooed down one arm, and I cannot remember the Polish guy's name. I'll butcher it horribly. But I love his hellscapes. They are, like, hauntingly fascinating to me. He was the influence for the hell scenes from The Medium, which is another Eastern Bloc game I really liked. But yeah, it was really interesting. And while I can't, like, I wouldn't necessarily go to you guys, hey man, you should really drop the 50-odd bucks to buy this game. It's on Game Pass. So if it's even slightly interesting to you, it's a $10 Game Pass subscription to have a look at it and decide if you want to either pay them more money or just be like, I experienced a weird thing for 4 hours.
And even if you only play it for 5 minutes, like, even if you only play it for 5 minutes, Game Pass is worth it. Like,
Look,
there's so much other good shit on there.
I swear at some point Phil Spencer needs to hurry up and get us a check for how much we just fucking pimp Game Pass.
We just
Fucking
shill
oath.
them for fucking nothing.
We're not. This isn't sponsored at all. We just fucking love the service.
It's
But,
just
like,
a good service.
If Activision Blizzard, like, does go through, like, you'll get COD Day 1 on Game Pass, you're going to get Starfield on Game Pass, like, there's so much good shit coming to it.
Yeah.
It is worth it.
But yeah, so Scorn's on there if you want to check it out and you think it sounds interesting, or you just want to try something a little weird for an hour. It's worth at least having a look at, I think. Or maybe at least watching a YouTuber like stream it. I mean, I actually had a lot of fun. Like, I was enjoying the really dark, gritty atmosphere of the whole thing, and then I was on a call with Swoosh and another one of our friends while I was streaming the tail end of the game, and the shit talking we were doing over it was just as entertaining.
Yeah.
I had a great time with Scorn. Yeah, that's about all I got to say. It's really cool, but weird, and I get it if you don't like it.
Well, it's been a very rambly journey today, but we are past the
Yeah, it is. So I guess that means we've got to wrap it up.
Yep.
Have a good one, people.
Goodbye.
See ya.